limits. He's flashing the lights. Und einer geht fliegen. And he spins.
Everything's set for the start of the second half of the season. Welcome to the Nurburgring, one of the best tracks in the world, the Nurburgring.
It's really, really cool. It's a bit like a roller coaster. Up and down, off camber or corners. It's really, really cool.
The summer break is over. Finally, there's racing action again in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland at Germany's speedy Nürburgring.
My father also used to race here, so it's a really cool track for me to be.
Typical weather for the Eifel region, which is actually how one knows the Nürburgring. Fog, at least during practice, with typical Eifel weather before races 9 and 10 in the Fast One Make Cup. Now it's getting really exciting. Excitement has been mounting throughout the entire season. 8 of 16 races have been run before the Nürburgring weekend. 8 events with sizzling racing action in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. The venues so far: Spa, Austria, Imola, and Zandvoort. The standard vehicle the same for everyone, the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Lauren Heinrich is the name of the new Porsche Junior and the double winner at the season opener in Spa, Belgium. Races 1 and 2 went to SSR Huber Racing and Lauren Heinrich. Victories followed at the Red Bull Ring in Austria and Zandvoort in the Netherlands, adding more points to his total towards the championship title. If you want to contend for the championship, you have to drive with brains. That's what I did. I've achieved my goal and I'm happy. Lauren Heinrich, the leader in the championship, towards which he is getting closer from race to race. He's the reigning champion in the Porsche Carrera Cup, and he's striving for more, to snatch his 3rd consecutive championship title. His performance in the first races was a bit restrained, but then came victories in Imola and at the homecoming race in Zandvoort. From my point of view, it's been all uphill. We came from way behind. We still have 4 races to go, and of course, we'll give everything to be on top at the end. Larry 1040 enters the second half of the season in 2nd place overall. And he will have to contend with this guy gnawing at his heels, the 3rd of the top 3. Bastian Boos, the best of the young up-and-comers. He won Saturday's race in Imola and has consistently racked up points needed to be among the front runners. The 19-year-old is currently ranked among the best of the Porsche talents.
We are halfway throughout the season, P3 in the championship. We found something definitely the last 2 rounds, and hopefully can carry that with us for the next few rounds.
Here's a look at the overall standings before the races at the Nürburgring. Lauren Heinrich in front, trailing him by 32 points, Larry 1040. Let's take a look at the youngest drivers in the Porsche Carrera Cup. There are 9 rookies this season, 9 young drivers who are competing in their own classification. Their results count towards the overall standings, but also in their own category, the rookie classification. And then there's the Porsche Talent Pool.
The Talent Pool haben wir 2018 gegründet.
We founded the Talent Pool in 2018 because we simply say that young drivers who are new to the Carrera Cup Deutschland should get support in a lot of ways. There's interview training. I give them advice or tips as far as driving is concerned. It's not just about driving fast, but also about how to deal with certain racing situations, how to avoid accidents by driving with a bit more caution. You get mental training, which is also very important for a race car driver. A driver really needs to prepare himself mentally for a race or, for that matter, a training session, and then enter the season highly concentrated.
Höchst konzentriert dann in die Session reingeht. Wir machen einen Health Check.
We do a health check. They get a fitness check. They get checked to see where they are in their fitness status. Then they also receive an exercise regimen so they can improve.
Wo sie sich verbessern können.
8 young drivers who enjoy very special support.
In
principle, it is part of the talent pool to also mold young drivers, which I like to say, to prepare them for a potential professional career. The special thing is, of course, when we see that there is a group of really good drivers, then we give them the opportunity to join the talent pool for a 2nd year, as we now have 3 drivers again this year. The 3 returning drivers are
Die 3 Fahrer, der
Morris Schuring, Bastian Boos, and Luke Hartog. They were active in last year's Carrera Cup, and their performances also earned them a second year in the talent pool. And they're actually on course. They drive great races and make a lot happen. All 3 are doing very well and have learned a lot.
sehr, sehr gut und haben viel gelernt.
Learned a lot and often end up at the front of the pack.
I think it was really motivating to see how strong Hurui racing in general was. And Lauren and me topped it off with P1 and P2 in the race, so I'm really motivated for the next rounds.
Same applies to Luke Hartog.
If at the beginning of the season you would have told me that I would be fighting for podiums, of course I would have been very happy with this, but now we're fighting for race wins, race victories, and even pole positions.
And currently the best of them, Bastian Boos.
Keeping in mind that the championship is still there and we need to get the points, so no need to risk anything.
Plus the young, fast ones, the newcomers. The new drivers are actually doing quite well. Lorcan Hannafin comes from the Carrera Cup in England. He sometimes finds it a bit difficult. He is perhaps a bit too timid at times, but he's also a very fast racer. There are certain passages where he surprises me with how fast he is. Then in other things, he leaves it a bit to be desired. Huub van Eindhoven comes from the Carrera Cup Benelux. He was very good there and does a great job here, similar to Hannafin.
Also ist ähnlich wie der Hannafin. Der Alex Fach kommt aus dem Sport.
Alexander Fach comes from the Sports Cup Swiss and also surprised me a lot with his performance. Actually, he's in no way inferior to Hannafin and Eindhoven and also does a great job.
Aus der GT4 Germany kommt der Alex
From GT4 Germany, there's Alex Tauscher, a very quiet guy. Now, he's also making his way, and you can watch him improve nicely from day to day.
Man kann bei ihm eine schöne Steigerung sehen. Der Ariel Levy kommt aus Israel.
Ariel Levy comes from Israel, and he's the one with the least motorsport experience. He used to drive go-karts, and that's it. Then he had to do his military service in Israel for 2 years, so he was unable to gain any motorsport experience. Then he drove in a street Porsche GT3 RS in Israel on certain track days. He has very little experience, and you can see that, but he's very interested and learns with each race.
Und lernt mit jedem Rennen dazu.
Eager to learn and turn experience into knowledge. Always getting faster and improving, the talented rookies in the Porsche Carrera Cup. If you take a peek at the rookies standings, the top 4 are talent pool drivers, so we must be doing something right. From the fast boys to the experienced gentlemen. The old gentlemen in the Fast One Make Cup, who've always been standouts here. Actually, that was the standard at the beginning of the Carrera Cup. Our race drivers were in their mid-30s with slightly plump bellies and streaks of gray in their hair. Today, there are still 8 or 9 of them left, but they can definitely compete at the level of the youngsters. We view them with a certain amount of pride and are happy to have them. The cool Pro-Ams, the veterans in the Porsche Carrera Cup. And these are the best of them. I have to say, I've improved a lot. That's why I'm successful more often, and I'm really enjoying it. He's having fun too. He starts for Black Falcon. Second place will be difficult because of the rather large gap in points, but third place in the championship is definitely my goal. He also belongs to the fast gentleman, the likable Bulgarian.
It's been a very up and down season overall. Everybody's performance is very, very good this year. Definitely big growth from last year, so it's very competitive.
And this year, he is also very much in the mix. He currently is the leader in the Pro-Am Championship. I must say, I feel very comfortable in the role. Maybe it's just this year that the luck is distributed a little differently, maybe a little more balanced. And this guy, last year's champion in the Pro-Am classification, but he currently has some pretty strong competition. We were very comfortable in the lead, and yes, now I actually have to work harder. We will definitely need to do much more than before. Carlos is obviously a very strong driver. He has many years of experience in the Carrera Cup. Basically, I think Sloten is capable of beating Rivas this year, but only if Rivas has some bad luck, trips up, or by his own mistakes. I will try to overtake everyone who's ahead of me, not just Sloten. The standings in the Pro-Am Championship has Jan-Erik Sloten, the current leader. Behind him, Carlos Rivas and Georgi Donchev.
Overall, it's very, very competitive and it's very difficult, but that makes it fun to race at the end.
The Porsche Carrera Cup at the Nürburgring after its halftime break, now heading into races 9 and 10. And on Saturday, championship leader Laurin Heinrich starts the race from the second position behind Dylan Pereira. First of all, it all depends on a good start. Then, of course, you just have to secure a good position in the first corner. I've never raced here before, so I can't say anything concrete. But I'll just try to hold my position at the end of the first lap, or maybe even be first.
All eyes now to those lights.
Here we go, we're on board with Luke Hartog in P4. And it's Dylan Pereira who moves across to try and block Laurin Heinrich, but Heinrich has the better start. The two cars making contact. Keep an eye on Larry Tenforder on the inside as they head into turn 1. He's fighting with the wheel as the cars bump into each other. In the garage, that's Christoph Huber and Laurin Heinrich's father. They are very happy about that start that Laurin's made. He's got a clear track in front of him, but suddenly Larry Tenforder is coming back. He sees a gap on the inside of Laurin Heinrich and he's through. Must have been a mistake from Heinrich because Dylan Pereira also following through. So from the lead back to third place. And this further back is Lucas Oertel. He's challenging rookie Ariel Levy. We're riding on board with Luke Hartog. He started 4th on the grid, but Bastian Buss is past him. Now Hartog getting up close and personal as he tries to find a route past the Allied racing car in front of him. But Bastian Buss still holding on to that 4th place. This is on board with Georgi Donchev. He's in the Pro-Am Championship, getting together with Dan van Koyk, riding up the wheel arch, and he's over. Georgi Donchev, that is a huge accident. The Porsche on his side.
Me and Dan van Koyk, we touched in turn 2, he spun around and our cars touched wheel to wheel. So sent my car flying in the air and I flipped 3 times.
This is the view in race control. They're looking shocked. It's not often you see a rollover in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany.
I saw in my mirror that he was spinning and there was really not anyone there, so I decided to stop the race because it was basically already over and to get him out as quickly as I could. But that was kind of tricky because he's a big guy, but in the end I think he felt okay, so that's the most important thing. Yeah.
It's all very buddy-buddy among the drivers. If someone's really in trouble, then the other drivers come to their aid. And the situation afterwards, turning the car over together again, is quite nice.
After the race is finished, the drivers are watching various replays of the accident. It really was a spectacular barrel roll from Georgi Donchev. The car going over nearly 3 times.
I think the car's done for the weekend. You should have a trophy for that. Well, maybe we can arrange this.
It's the restart of the races. Larry Tenforder leading Dylan Pereira into turn 1. Laurin Heinrich in 3rd, then Bastian Buss and Luke Hartog still fighting over that 4th place. Contact! Heinrich into Pereira. Heinrich has spun!
After the safety car restarted, tried a little maneuver against Dylan, which went terribly wrong. It was my mistake. My apologies to the team. I then made up ground from 24th place to 10th. That was a mega race to do. Catch up like that, the pace was great. I also drove the fastest lap by far.
So Larry Tenforder leading the way from Dylan Pereira and Bastian Buss. Now Luke Hartog coming under pressure from Rudy van Buren. Maurice Scheuring is there as well. Rudy van Buren is through. Luke Hartog tried to respond and oof, that was a bit of contact from Luke Hartog. He needs to be careful because the radiators are in the front of the Porsches and he could so easily get damaged, but Hartog knows what he's doing. It's not enough though. Rudy van Buren is through. Hartog now falling into the clutches of Maurice Scheuring. We're on board with Carlos Rivas. He is the leading Pro-Am driver. He is the defending Pro-Am champion, but he's not at the top of the points at the moment. That position goes to Jan-Erik Sloten. Of course, Jan was involved in that incident at the start of the race, so Carlos Rivas finally has the opportunity to score some points and close in on that championship lead that Sloten holds.
My teammate Søren came up from the rear. He was very fast today as well. And I had to keep an eye on the situation and step on the gas a bit more. I just wanted to bring the thing home.
Laurin Heinrich is working hard to get back to the front and score some points. He's just overtaken Lucas Oertel as he charges forwards, but he's got a lot of work to do through the traffic. A replay of him moving to the inside of the number 23 car. But if things stay as they are, Larry Tenforder will close in on the championship hunt. and reduce the gap between them. Heinrich, the driver from Kernach in Bavaria, had a great streak at the beginning of the season, finishing the first races in either first or second, but now he needs every point he can get. His next victim is Jukka Honkavori from Finland. Heinrich now up to 14th place, but 10th place is the best he is going to get in this race, which means 6 points for Heinrich. There's some great battling further back. Lorcan Hannafin is fighting with Huub van Eindhoven for the rookie crown. Hannafin started P13, he's already up into 9th place, but Eindhoven does not give up easily.
I made up for it in the race, making up 5 places, and yeah, P1 rookie. Had a really good fight with Huub for the leads, and yeah, really good, really happy.
So Hannafin is now leading the rookie championship. It's been a great first year for the British driver. Back at the front of the pack, Larry Tenforder has a comfortable gap over Dylan Pereira. Bastian Boos is behind though, and that's a lock-up for Pereira. Boos is through.
It was a tough battle with Dylan. You know, we are teammates in the Super Cup, so we know each other really good. Really respectful, no touches, only giving each other the space needed, and only just the space needed, so it was fun.
It's victory for Larry Tenforder, his third in 4 races and 25 valuable points for him. Bastian Boos in second, Dylan Pereira coming home in third. Behind them, Luke Hartog has got back past Rudy van Buren for 4th place, and Lauren Heinrich, damage limitation, with 10th place.
Brilliant race. It was tough, but it was fair, and the car was awesome. We just had one little incident, but I defended well. It was all fair. Got a little push once, but that's cup racing. So, Larry Tenforder was the big winner on Saturday at the Nurburgring. Second place went to Bastian Boos. Dylan Pereira took third. In the Pro-Ams, Carlos Rivas is victorious ahead of Soren Sprang and Ahmad Al-Shihab. Time lapse, location change. Tuesday morning, the Porsche Center in Hamburg, where several trainees are hard at work. There are budding industrial mechanics and mechatronics engineers, some of whom are now even allowed to go to the Nürburgring. Can't wait for Nürburgring, being even closer to motorsport and helping out with the race teams there. I've been there a time or two, but not in the pit lane, of course, just there to watch. Once again, the young apprentices get to watch first. At the Nürburgring, they come together from various Porsche centers to be on hand for action in the Porsche Carrera Cup. I've never been to a racetrack before, which is why this is extremely interesting. It's something you don't know from home or from the workshop, because there's a different sound level here. It feels good. Great impressions at the races, followed by insights in the paddock, whether in technical scrutineering or in the Porsche workshop at the Nürburgring. Here at Manthey, we give them a short introduction to the Cup car. We explain theory to them and give them some key data about the car. Everyone, in a way, has a desire to see and experience and gain insight into motorsport. It's very interesting, and we're all happy to have this chance. They even work directly with the teams. Trainees get to lend a hand and experience the tasks of a motorsport team on a typical race weekend. We give Porsche the opportunity to let their apprentices have a look inside. That simply makes the job and the apprenticeship more interesting, so they get to take a look behind the scenes at what's going on, what the guys are working on, and what it's actually about. Which is quite a lot. And of course, the budding mechanics are also allowed to lend a hand themselves. It's so cool to be able to actually work on something here, not just watch motorsport, but also to be able to help out a bit. In any case, it's a lot of fun. This morning, they had to be at the door at 20 to 7 to get the tires. Then they also went to breakfast with us, sat at our table, so we include them, of course. Then the pit stop challenge in the pit lane. Who can change the wheels on a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car the fastest? After just one lap, I'm out of breath. Here too, the focus is on having fun, and that's exactly what they have. The trainees on their first outing in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. If you're a motorsport enthusiast like me, then naturally you really get into it and feel the whole thing a bit differently. After the pit stop challenge in the pit lane, the award ceremony awaits the Porsche apprentices. And as befits the Porsche Carrera Cup, there are, of course, actual trophies here too. We are very proud of our apprentices. They've been doing very well all day today, and now they've won the pit stop challenge. Very cool. My team already prepared me for this and said it will be absolutely eventful, and it was. It's definitely a very big life experience and also an event that you won't soon forget. A very special event for the apprentices of the Porsche centers. They will remember this weekend at the Nurburgring for a long time to come. We have a lot of exchanges with our Porsche centers, with the dealer organization. We always have the desire to introduce the youngest in our Porsche family, the apprentices, to the brand, and that is our motorsport. The Carrera Cup offers the perfect opportunity. It's actually been a long-held wish, and now we've made it happen for once. Maybe you'll see one or the other at a racetrack again sometime soon. Then at the race, the best seats from the roof of the pit lane. And then the trainees get to keep their fingers crossed for their favorite. The race on Sunday saw Dylan Pereira again from the pole. Behind him, Luke Hartog, Larry Tanforte, and Lauren Heinrich.
Ich kann es mir noch nicht ganz vorstellen. Ich glaube, es wird sehr, sehr laut. Sehr laut.
Well, that's for sure. Luke Hartog starting from P3 today behind Dylan Pereira and Larry Tanforte. No mistakes from Pereira today as he steps off pole position into the lead, but Luke Hartog already under pressure. The Black Falcon team looking on nervously. On board with Alex Fack, and he's just got together with his teammate Lorcan Hannafin. Also involved Harold Prochik, Jan-Erik Sluten and Zoran Spreng.
In der ersten Runde, erste Kurve, haben sich der Prochik und der...
In the first lap, Prochik and Hannafin nudged each other in the first corner and spun away. Then Jan had to take evasive action and pushed me away and spun out. That's how the misery started. I then braked, on the next lap, and spun away myself. That's when the front lip came off.
Die Lippe vorne abgegangen.
So the three cars involved in that incident all rejoined at the back, some with damage. Richard Wagner there also not having a great weekend. His mood has been going from bad to worse.
If I had had a good lap without any touches, then a 15th place upwards would have been possible for sure. The pace was there. Where you then ultimately find yourself in the race is the big question.
Porsche Apprentices get a lot to watch here at the Nürburgring. There has been some fantastic racing, and Carlos Rivas is also having a great weekend. He is leading the Pro-Am race. Jan-Erik Sluten is a long way back down the order.
Today, it was of course the contact at the start. On top of that, there was what I think a completely unnecessary drive-through penalty. With an accident at the start like that, you may want to take a second look.
This is hard to take for Jan-Erik Sluten, who rejoins the race in P30. That's last place. Carlos Rivas is in about 15th. He looks like he will reduce the gap in the point standings. Georgi Donchev, after yesterday, still a little bit shaky, but having a great result in a new car.
It was crazy in the beginning, and my focus was just don't touch anybody and, just don't make any mistakes and stuff like this. Amazing. After yesterday, anything was good today, and P2 is more than I can ask for.
Lauren Heinrich is having a much better day than yesterday. He's pursuing Larry Tanforte, who's in second place now. Heinrich looking to make his move. He gets very close, and to the inside of Larry Tanforte, stealing that second position away. Now Larry Tanforte fighting back. The two cars bounce off each other. Larry Tanforte onto the grass. A real elbows out moment from Lauren Heinrich.
I was able to watch it a bit in the rearview mirror. It was all over the place behind me. Of course, that played into my lap because my car was also damaged after the battle with Larry, so I was lacking a bit of speed there.
Larry Tanforte's car does seem to be a little bit damaged, and now Bastian Boos is closer than ever, waiting for his chance to arrive. He's shadowing every move, and that chance comes here. To the inside goes Bastian Boos. A little bit of a nudge as he goes past, but look at Lou Hartog. He is there as well. He's waiting for his opportunity, and he jumps both of them. Hartog up to P3. Incredible.
How you eventually Carrera Cup should work. So I kept my nose clean, drove around the outside. I was happy with the move, and then drove a basically faultless race after.
A perfect job from Luke Hartog. Now the fight is on for P4. Bastian Boos in front of Larry Tanforte. Behind them is today's best rookie, Huub van Eindhoven, fighting with Max van Splunteren. 3 wide into turn 1, but it's Eindhoven who wins the rookie race today.
Had a really good race pace. Unfortunately, I lost one position, but overall Really satisfied with the pace, the performance overall this weekend, and P1 in rookie.
Lorcan Hannafin ends his race in 16th position. He is now 29 points ahead of Huub van Eindhoven in the Rookie Championship. Luke Hartog's girlfriend is watching the last few laps from the Black Falcon garage. Hartog, who won the Rookie Championship last year, is on his way to a podium finish, as is Lauren Heinrich, who increases his gap to Larry Tenforder, but it's Dylan Pereira who wins. He clinches his second win of the season.
We have a good car. We also optimized a little bit more for today, and that made the car even stronger. From there, just a mega job from the team, and I'm happy that we could get the win at the home race from the whole team. Big cheers after Sunday's race. Luke Hartog finishes third. Lauren Heinrich, just ahead of him, finishes second. In the Pro-Ams, Carlos Rivas is victorious. Georgi Donchev followed in second. Ahmad Al-Shihab finished third. And this is how the championship standings look after the races at the Nurburgring. The venue for the next race in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland is the Lausitz Ring.